everybody, this is Felicia and welcome to a process video for the Wild Whisper design teams, and I am working with the collection No Place Like Home. So now I am working on my layout here, and this photo is a photo of my grandchildren again, and I'm working with these beautiful colors here, these beautiful papers. And this particular paper here that I have is like a brick wall pattern, and I really like it because it really kind of helps me kind of with the layout that I'm going to be doing here for the photo that I'm going to be matting. And all the papers that I'm using here on this layout are from the No Place Like Home collection, and I'm using them pretty much in like a 6x6, as I cut those two pieces right there in a 6x6. And I'm going to be using the photo here of my grandchildren. And what I did that day was I took them to the museum that day, and there's a giant U there at the opening of the museum, and you can take pictures and stuff like that if you want to and hold up these signs. But this one I thought was the cutest one. I have another one of them holding up a sign, and it's hilarious. Like a speech bubble sign there. Anyway, so now I'm cutting some of these strips here, and each one of these strips are from some of the pattern paper that's in the collection. And then that 3x4 card right there is also from the collection. And it works perfectly for this layout here. So I just decided to go ahead and put it there and put it in that particular spot. All right, and so now I'm cutting some labels. I cut some labels, or what you want to, I think those are labels. Yes, I cut those in half, and I put one on each side here of the photo. And I'm also cutting the end of this paper here like a banner, and that is a strip, and that is, I think, from one of the branding strips from the pattern paper there. And then I'm also going to be cutting this one too as well. So I'm getting those together to put down the bottom to create like a little base area here, or like a little ledge here for the photo. And I'm putting them at the base here of the layout, or of the photo. Putting one on top of the other, and then I'm also going to put a strip of this pattern paper from the collection as well. And I'm putting it at the bottom. I really like these papers, you guys. They're such, I mean, awesome quality. It's just great. I really do like them. So what I decided to do is cut that like a banner type of shape there on that 3x4 card there, which is also in the collection, and put that down there on the side. And I thought that would look great where it is. And then I'm using some labels. Now these labels I've had in my stash forever, and I am using them. And that wood veneer piece I've had in my stash for a little while as well. And I'm also going to be putting that down here on the layout. And let's see, so let's see, I'm trying to, what am I doing here? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm also putting another piece of wood veneer at the top here. Now these wood veneer pieces came from an older Studio Calico kit, so I decided they were in my stash, and I decided to go ahead and pull them out and use them. And then I took some of the paper and I cut that into a semi banner, because my title is going to be going close there, and my title's not going to take up a whole lot of space, so I decided to put those there. And then these stars, I had those stars in my stash, and I'm going to be putting those on the layout. And let's see, I'm putting one down the bottom there, and I'm going to be putting one also at the bottom here, close by these labels. And then I'm trying to figure out what else I'm going to be doing, because I really didn't I didn't use a whole lot of stuff on this layout, because the pattern papers they just do a lot of work for me. And so I decided to go ahead and just put a little bit of embellishments here and there on the layout though. Now the photo there, I wanted to say a little bit more about the photo. The photo, I think I took about 15 or 20 different pictures of just the two of them on this big giant U here, and I couldn't figure out which ones I wanted. Sorry about that, the voiceover cut off. But anyway, I couldn't figure out which one of these photos I wanted to use here on the layout. These two are hilarious. I took them around the museum of the History Museum, and they saw for the first time what an older Apple computer looked like. It was funny to see their reaction to that. And then my granddaughter saw that this museum happened to have a serious collection of Barbies, and they had a lot of the older Barbies from way back in the day, the ones before I was even born. And they saw what those look like and they cracked up. And then they saw some of the older like bathing suits, and it was hilarious to see the reaction to some of this stuff. They were like, wow, ooh, and all this kind of stuff. But the computer one was the funniest one of all. Oh, and then I showed them because the museum here in Sacramento had an exhibit of Harrison Ford and his what would you call it, his uniform costume, I'm sorry, of being when he was Indiana Jones. And so they got a chance to see that, and they got a chance to see his sandblaster. I think that's what you call that thing. Anyway, his weapon from The Empire Strikes Back. And they got to see a lot of pictures and things like that of Harrison Ford because they have an exhibit of him there as well. But they loved that. They really did get a real kick out of all of that. So they had a great time here at the museum, and I'm glad they did. So I'm going to be taking them to more museums, hopefully really soon, and we're going to be seeing quite a few of them here in California before we traipse off to other states. And if we just so happen to be in other states, we'll go and check out their museums too. So this brick wall patterned paper was the perfect paper to use for this because the wall where the U was located at the side of it was also made of brick, and it was perfect because it just kind of helped out with I didn't get a good picture of that wall, but it because of where the U was located, but I was able to at least use the paper. And the paper is a wonderful paper, by the way. This pattern paper is a cool brick wall. It looks almost realistic there a little bit there. So I'm liking this collection very well. So, and I really enjoy using it. And the papers, like I said, is just great and awesome quality. So I think I'm about finished gluing down all of these excess embellishments. And that wooden heart that you see above that 3x4 card is also from the Wild Whispers design. I think I used most of my hearts in my other layouts. But for the most part, they're just really good quality papers. You guys, you have got to check out the Wild Whispers designs. And I will leave a link below to their blog so that you can go ahead and check it out because they have all kinds of goodies there. They have a stamp set that is awesome, and they have a lot of other embellishments. And so I just encourage you to go and check them out because you will definitely see something that you like there. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and be sure to tune in to more of the Wild Whisper Designs videos here, and because there's more design team members. And have a great and wonderful day. Bye bye.